Hello and welcome back to another session here at Humify. It's been such an incredible journey that we have been walking on the past few years, and we have started these different sessions to share a little bit of wisdom to help along the way. Maybe you're walking through this, maybe you haven't walked through it, but these different things that we're teaching can really help potentially keep you from potential burnout or from losing a lot of things within your business, unnecessary things. Our goal here at Humify and everything that we do, our vision as a company is to help be partners alongside with you in what you're doing. Whatever we can do to serve you in any way, please check out our website. We'll talk a little bit about what we do here at Humify, but the sole purpose of what we're doing here is to really provide as much value as we can to help you in your journey, your entrepreneur journey, and everything that you're doing. And so in our last session, if you haven't watched that one, you need to pause, go watch that one, and then come back here because we were talking about the do's of leadership and the beginning stages of leadership. And today we're going to be talking about the don'ts. So, Bia, I didn't really want to talk about this one, but I think
I know it's necessary, right? We always have these
know.
conversations.
But it's very important. And so we're going to be talking about it. So let's talk about the do's, the three don'ts.
Today's
Three
don'ts.
don'ts that you definitely need to watch out for when you're starting your business or when you're growing your leadership team. So let's talk about the first one.
What about you, Ryan Adams? What do you say? Yes, you're trying to avoid, but the first one goes straight to you.
Yeah.
So what is the first don't that you see that any leader or starting off your company or business, you should avoid doing
Definitely.
it?
I think first and foremost, you have to be very careful that you don't feel like you have to be the one that resolves all of the problems. Or I would say it this way, you don't have to feel like you have to be the one that has all of the right answers or that it needs to be your way. I was just saying
Yes,
that
so good.
one.
Your way.
Let's go that one. Okay. I was trying to
Yes.
go a different way, but I know you want me to go that way.
Take the
So,
Band-Aid off.
yeah, you
Yes.
don't have to feel as everything needs to be your way.
So good.
And I think that's a complex that a lot of owners have. It was something that I learned a lot with you because in the beginning stages of the company, it was 100% like I was doing it all by myself in the sense of like the leadership. But then I invited you and we started walking. Now you're a partner here at the company. And I had to learn that it's not about me. It's not Ryan's show. This
So
is
good.
a collaboration. And so this is the first thing that, not everything needs to be a battle. Like my
Yep.
father would always tell me, like, pick your battles, right?
Yes, so
And
good.
many times in the beginning stages of any business, you can really start getting kind of this God complex or this type of complex of like, you are the center of the universe, or that you have all of the answers or everything needs to be your way. And so that's something that I've learned. And it took some time, Bia. It took a lot of time. And I guess I'll ask you, like, let's be honest here. In the beginning, was it difficult for you?
It was,
I
but
promise.
I
You
mean,
won't get like we're partners, so you can say whatever you want.
I want to get fired right now. We have a new contract. Just kidding. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I have a share. Anyways, but I think not just for you, like I think everyone in a company when you're initiating things, we have this mentality that okay, oh, this is wrong and I'm right, and I want to fight for being right. And sometimes this comes from honest motivation. But even with me, I remember the times that you said something. First of all, one thing that we teach in it, we had as foundation your structure, it is like understand your place at the table.
That's so
And
good.
though we are in the same table, we are there working for the same purpose, but there is a hierarchy in that table. And sometimes you need to understand, okay, what is this coming from? If my leader is giving me this direction, okay, I should trust. And yes, sometimes there are moments that you can point yourself out and bring your opinion. But one thing that I learned, and not just with you, and for the difficult moments that when I was picking my battles, trying to fight for my vote against some voice or
We
space.
had our rounds of bucks.
Oh, many routes. Anyways, but one thing that I like passing through the mistakes and my errors as well, I understood that I would say, okay, it's not about me being right. What is the best for the company?
That's good.
What are the decisions that right now is necessary or they're detrimental for us to achieve the results that we need for right now?
That's good.
And that's the moment that anything that is related to our egos, maybe it's putting down, like we need to shove down and we like, okay, focus on the things that matter most in that specific moment.
That's so good. I think it's so important that everything that we do, we have to do with the lens of humility.
Yes,
I
so
think
good.
that's something that we miss so often
So
in
true.
the beginning stages of business. It's like when it's only been about you because maybe you're the founder, or you're the one that
Yeah.
got started. So like, yes, it was about you. It was about you and the customers, or you, let's say maybe it was you and the idea that you had. And then it became about you and the idea and the customers that you had.
Yes.
And then it slowly started you, the idea, the customers that you have, and the people that work with you. And then as things progress, it gets more complex, right?
More and
All the
more.
way down to like, okay, now you got higher level leaders, and then maybe those people become partners, or then maybe they're C-level, like, you start building in that way of your company. And so you have to understand that, and please take this, at every stage of leadership that you go, like as you advance, the greater demand of humility that you have to have. And it's a
Yes,
it's a
so good.
paradox that's very hard for a lot of people to understand, of like, okay, well, the higher I go, the lower I have to become in my posture in regards to humility. And the answer to that is yes. To be a truly successful person, in my book, maybe you don't agree with this, but in our book, what we've seen is the more humble you are, humbleness doesn't make you weak. Actually, humble
Yeah.
makes people respect you even more
Honorable.
and makes it more honorable, right? They want to honor you more. But like, it's so important that as you increase in these areas of leadership and of business and success and influence, humility, as you said, cannot be the last thing on your priority list. It has to be the first thing that you see. You look through it through that lens. And I really believe many people don't do that today.
Yes.
I really believe.
Yes. So avoiding make things about you.
Ooh, it's not about you. It's about us, right?
It's about the company, the team, the results.
Yeah, you're right. So Bia, what about you? What is one thing in your experience, because you have a lot of experience, you've been doing this for a long time now with me. In your experience, what is something that someone should not do in the
Yes.
beginning stages of their leadership as well with their team?
You should not make big decisions if you don't have valid results.
Come on.
So you say it might be a little like looks like opposite, but when I'm initiating things, I have to start it, many new things. Yes, that makes sense. But sometimes I always think like start it small instead of starting big. You know what I mean?
Big vision, small initiative.
Yes, exactly. So good. Why? Because if you're starting something big and you're just starting something new with a new team, a new position, or a new investment, the risks are also big. And I know that we have other expressions as saying go big or go home. I don't know. But that's true. If you go big, sometimes you can go home because you missed the opportunity, or maybe you invested too much, or maybe you put too much effort and there was more friction than you were expecting, more people and roles and that you need to be involved in that process of product and service that you're not like planning. And then ended up, instead of being a big chance of success, becomes a big failure, huge failure. So try to avoid that.
Yeah, I I agree 100% with you because I I messed up so many times, and I had to apologize to this woman countless times. I know she's not perfect, so
Not at all.
like no one's perfect here,
You're
but
learning how to pick our battles. Yes.
but let me tell you something. Like I remember there was one day that I had to call her, and I just had to like apologize. I felt completely in some areas within the business, and I was very embarrassing for me personally, and it took a while for me to get over it. And she walked with me through that process, but like I was making these big decisions, but I really wasn't counting the cost, and I wasn't even thinking of the domino effect
Yep.
of that answer, like of that decision. And so I would really, what Bia just said is so important for you as a business owner. You have to count the cost. You have to analyze these things. You can't make big decisions when you're initiating new things. And as entrepreneurs, we can have this tendency that we want everything now.
And visionaries, you guys have amazing ideas, and that's amazing. Drive you guys out, but
Yeah. But like at what cost, right?
yes,
I think you would tell me though, like Ryan, like at what cost? Like not even just the value, like monetary value, but like how much is this going to cost the energy of our team,
yes,
right? How much is this going to cost you? Because at the end of the day, like the reason why Bia was making a lot of decisions, yes, for the benefit of the company, but because we're also friends.
Yep.
Like we're good friends. We walk together in friendship and ministry. Like there's a lot of things I know she cares about me, and I care about her. I care about her husband, and I know she cares about her
Our
wife. It's
families.
just family, right? So it's like at the end of the day, I had to just realize like she's doing this, she's saying these things to like really protect even me and my sanity in the future of our
Yes.
business, right?
And the name, because
Yeah.
your name as leader represents something and carry like an influence all over the company.
Yeah.
So
So
that
good.
reflects a lot. So making big decisions, sometimes they can be amazing hits, but they usually the march or percentage is quite low when you make these big decisions. And as you said, it's gonna require a lot of cost, like in back end cost that majority of the time people are not seeing it.
So good.
And sometimes a gambling, okay, I'm doing this, like, okay, this you cannot just gamble with big decisions that involves your not just your time, but your investments, maybe people around you, partnerships about you.
So good.
And then you're gonna have to deal with the consequences. And then know that you can turn the page and that's okay, but it's gonna take time for you to deal with all the consequences and make things back in order again.
Man, I've learned that the hard way. So please take
Yeah.
the words of Miss Beatriz. Well, let's finish up with the session for today. We always try to keep it nice and short because we know you guys got a lot of things that you're doing with your life.
Yes, we have a busy agenda.
We have to get back to our meeting anyways. We take some time out of because we have weekend meetings, and we took out a few moments, a little bit more moment than we anticipated. Be flexible, right? But we want to always keep this nice and short for you. So the third one that I think is really important, and we can both kind of laugh about this because we've both we both walked through this together, is don't go into partnerships without vetting the person or their product first.
Yes, so good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but
How much money, I'm not going to say how much money we wasted,
No,
but we
please.
wasted a lot of money and a lot of time, a lot of energy because we did not vet the person. We did not see their past results. I don't know how deep we want to go into this one, Bia, but I think it's very important. We do talk about it, about like the cost of not vetting the person
Yes.
and going into partnership with these types of people.
And I believe one thing that we learned, and we are still learning, it's about, okay, it's not because it's a bad partnership, but maybe it's not the right partnership for you right now, or the one that you needed for that specific thing. Or even like, okay, oh, this is, and usually it's amazing to have partnerships. And we are in our company or business, we carry this as your identity, like part of our identity. Okay, we love to partner with you. How can I help you? But okay, a partnerships involve two sides. And we need to make sure that the level of flexibility and accountability is going to be the same for both sides all over the journey. And it's sometimes about understanding, okay, is this the right time? This person's amazing. This business is amazing. Oh, this would be amazing opportunity. But right now, this is the right moment for my company.
Come on.
Do I have, and the other don't, is this a big decision for right now that I should avoid? Or maybe let's wait a little bit more. Let me get to know more this potential initiative or strategy for them make the right decision at the right time. And this is actually turns up as a good partnership. Not something that just started good, but at the end maybe needs to end not such good taste in the mouth.
It's so good. She said it very, very eloquently. I probably wouldn't say it so good, but we've had a lot of moments where we had to we'd say, eat it. That's a phrase. We just had to eat it and say, I was just literally thinking about this earlier. I was like, wow, we actually spent that much time doing that and spending that much money. And what was the result of it? Do we have any fruit to show of our labor? And I think it's so important that we definitely don't do partnerships without vetting. Now, listen to me what I'm about to say, guys, and the next thing. And don't get me wrong, like we need business. Companies need business to be a business, right? You need sales. You need to be pushing forward. But something that you and I were talking about, and this was like just a personal thing, like me, I have my moments of prayer, and I pray every morning for the company. I pray for you. I pray for all of the leaders. I pray for everyone. And as I was praying, I was like, Lord, I thank you for this amount of customers, right? I was like, I thank you for this amount of calls per day and then like, it was like maybe a week went by, and then like literally I just felt in my heart, like, stop praying for that. Like you're praying for numbers. Pray for the right
So good.
leads. Pray for the right people. And so I would even say with this last thing is don't just like, yes, in the beginning stages, you have to hustle. You can't be like picky and choosy of who you work with. Maybe that's a great moment when you get to that point where you can really pick who you want. But I also would say just be careful because maybe even in that beginning stages when you're really hustling, and you're trying to get people like not every customer, because that's a partner. Because
Yes.
literally, if you look at it, let me see here we go. Like our thing is your partner in growth. Like
Yep.
it's about partnership. And so we believe that sometimes even customers are not the right
Yep.
partners. And sometimes they can suck more from you than add to you. So you also have to be really careful about that.
Yes, I agree. And when you pass through these situations, just try to get at the end the most of it, learn it, and try to avoid not repeating
Yeah.
and going for the same road.
Yes, just
Make the same
survive through
mistakes.
that one. If you
Yes,
already got them,
learn it.
just learn it and move forward. Make
Exactly.
things better. So these are just 3 things that we wanted to pass to you guys. They're very simple, but they're things that we would love. They're treasures that we want to pass
Yes,
on to you.
treasures.
And again, maybe you already knew this. Great. So give it to somebody who hasn't heard this before. We're here to help you in all ways through all things. Humify is your go-to and a partner when it comes to staffing, right?
Yes.
Agencies as well as coaches. We have incredible packages for our coaches, for people that are doing coaching or mentoring. We want to help you grow, succeed, and really break through the digital landscape, the digital static here in today's generation. So check out humify.io. Also, please feel free to subscribe, like, send this to somebody that you know. We would love to just connect with you. Send us an email. I'll put the link where you can reach out to us if you want to do a discovery call, if you're interested in our services, or you just want to get to know a little bit more about what Humify does. We'd love to connect with you. And so until the next session, we cannot wait to talk to you. We'll see you later.